Hey everybody, welcome back to Baseline Farms. My name is Jade. So today in this video, we are going to start some more seeds. So in this garden bed, let me show you right over here. This is the garden bed where the birds were getting in. And so in this garden bed, I have a couple rows here that are supposed to be having some carrots. Carrots are supposed to be popping up, but because birds were getting in here, they were literally eating all the seeds, all the seedlings. And so what I want to do now that I have this netting up, and I had to put double netting because the birds were getting in just through the one netting. I have no idea how they were doing it, but I just put a secondary netting, and ever since I put the secondary netting, the birds haven't gotten into the garden bed. Now, I have been doing some research, and there is netting that you can get that's even has smaller holes. So I might just invest in something like that and buy, that type of netting, just because, yeah, it was frustrating trying to figure out what was eating the seeds, and then finding out when I came out here and seeing the birds, like a couple birds trapped in here. Yeah, it was very disappointing. So I brought a bunch of seeds out, and I went in through the little cottage and I found more seeds. So what my goal is today, so not only are we going to be planting seeds in some of the garden beds, especially the ones that just have the netting. So those are the ones that I'm just going to plant the seeds in. Not only are we going to do that, but John and I are going to head out and pick up the lambs, because the lambs, it's been, I have to look back, but I believe it's been over a week now, and the processor or the butcher called us and said that the lambs are now ready to be picked up. So I'm excited to see how they package them, if they look good or not, because we have been going through a couple different butchers now, and I wasn't really too happy with our last butcher and how they packaged the meat. So I'm hoping that this packaging is better, because the service was excellent. So now let's go ahead and get started in looking at what seeds we're going to plant, and I'll show you which seeds we're going to be planting in this garden bed. All right, so what I have planned is, I was looking at my little tags, what I have planted in these garden beds, and I have some beets, I have 3 rows of carrots, like I said. So what I'm going to do is, like in this first row right here, we have some rainbow carrots. So I'm just going to go ahead and plant the rainbow carrots, the same carrots that we started, just so that way, since I already have the tag there. So I know there's quite a few weeds in here, which I know I'm not going to get to them. So I'm just going to go ahead and plant the seeds anyways. I'm not even too sure how many rainbow carrots we have in here. And let's see, we don't have any. So I am just going to go ahead and plant just whatever carrot seeds I have, because I have quite a few. I should not keep this one. There's a few empty packets. I don't even know why I have them in here. Alright, so those are all empty. So let me go ahead and here's some seeds. So now that I know I'm out of rainbow carrots, I'm just going to go ahead and plant whichever carrots I have, because that's what's going to be happening. And then after we get done planting all the seeds in this garden, we're going to go into the little garden and we're going to plant some flowers. We're going to plant some poppies, some lavender. It says here some nasturtiums, some bachelor buttons. These are things that I can plant in my zone. And I really want to do some hollyhocks, but it says here on the back of the package, this is by Fairy Moores, that we can plant hollyhocks from September, I believe, through May. But then when I read the instructions, it says to sow in open ground well exposed after the danger of frost has passed. So we haven't had a frost yet. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put them in the small garden and see what happens, because it did say September through May. Or is that September and May? I'm not too sure. But let's just go ahead and plant some of these seeds. We can still, so these seeds, it says here, we can plant them from August through October. Now we are in the beginning of November. I'm just going to go ahead and plant them because it's just a few days into November. I don't think that's going to make a huge difference. And so, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do it that way. And I have 2 different varieties. I have this short and sweet, and these Nantons. I don't even know how to say the name. I'm going to have to go to the nursery and ask them to pronounce this name for me. So we're going to plant those also. So, yeah. All right, so let's get planting. It's just okay, now that we are done with the short and sweet carrots, we're going to go ahead and plant the other carrots, the one I can't pronounce, the Nathan's carrots or Nanatin's carrots or something like that. We're going to plant that in the last row over here. Let's show you. In this row right here. We're going to put some of those other carrots. And I think these are more of a longer carrot. They're not short. So, like this. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start those carrots out. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to do a little row like this. Nothing fancy. I mean, if I'm doing a bigger scale, I'm sure it would be nice to have a machine, but I don't. I mean, this is pretty big scale. I would have to say this garden bed is a 4x8. So I have a few, I don't even know how many. I think I counted once before. I think 15. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that right? 12 4x8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, 12 4x8s and 2 4x4s. That's how many garden beds I have in here. So quite a bit. All right, so what I'm going to do is move the soil aside just like that. See that? And then lightly sprinkle the seeds right in the little area, wherever you want to plant the seeds. Just like that. And then just move the dirt on top. Easy peasy. And then I'm hoping that we get a ton of carrots. I don't think these carrots are going to be ready for Thanksgiving, but in the other garden bed, in the little 4x4, I feel like those carrots will be ready. And I started those carrots pretty early, so I know for next year. This big long weed right here. Oh, I hate these weeds, and I just planted carrots there, but it's okay. There we go. Okay, and then right in here, I don't know what this is. I'm going to start some seeds right in this little area right here. Alright, just like that. Oh, and it's so satisfying to pull out carrots. You can plant carrots not only in a garden bed, you can plant them in containers. So definitely very easy crop to grow. Something that I had no idea how easy vegetables are to grow, and it is just so satisfying. So satisfying to grow your own food and then learn how to cook with it. Like, just to grow food is one thing. To learn how to cook your food with the stuff that you grew is a whole different adventure or journey. But it is so good. And I cannot wait to try out our lamb because I'm excited. Now these lambs, because they started off on grain, I kept them on grain. Our last set of lambs, I kept them on grass. And yeah, so these lambs grew definitely faster. I'm curious how the fat content is on these lambs. Alright, I think I need to stop pulling these weeds out, or else I'm going to continue to pull weeds and not get done with this video with planting seeds. Alright, so a little bit left here, right in there, and there. Okay, and there you go. That's it. So that's that for this garden bed. We're going to turn on the drip, pull down the netting, make sure that it's all tacked down. And now let's move on to the next garden bed, and we're going to Plant some seeds. Let's see, we're going to plant some peas. We're going to do some more spinach. And I believe we have carrots in that garden bed as well. No, broccoli. We have broccoli. So we're definitely going to plant some more broccoli because I noticed that one part of the broccoli that I started is looking pretty sparse. And I'm assuming that the birds got into that one because I did not put netting on that garden bed either until the very last minute, until I realized that seeds were not coming in. At first I was thinking I was going to put some more turnips and beets. I still see some beets coming in here and there. I'm just going to leave it and maybe later plant some more turnips. I don't know. No, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and plant the turnips right now. I'm here in this garden bed. I'm looking at it. It's looking a little sparse here and there. So I do have my turnips here. And we're going to go ahead and plant some turnips as well. So there's just a couple little areas that I'm going to... I love turnips, you guys. Turnips are so delicious. And the seeds are super tiny. So these turnips are by botanical interest. Ooh! I spilled a bunch of them. Okay. All right. I think we're done cleaning out our lines. Thank goodness John's here, so I could do this video. All right, so then, all right, let me go ahead, go on to the other side of the garden bed and show you how I'm going to plant these turnip seeds. All right, so I have a bunch of turnips growing right here in this little area. I don't know if you could see that. Move this out of the way. Okay. They're right in this little area. I have a bunch. I'm going to kind of thin them out a little bit because they are going to get bigger. So just going to take some of them out. And with the turnip seeds, you can feel them in your hands when you're putting them out, when you're planting them into the soil. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a couple little areas where I want the turnip seeds to pop up. And we're just going to throw in like maybe 1 or 2 seeds. That one has 4. Okay, that one has 2. That has 3. Okay. Just like that. This is a weed. And this is a weed. And we're just going to cover those little areas. So right in here, let's see, we're going to pop out this turnip right there. Those 2 are okay. And this one right here, we're going to thin out this little area. And take out those right there. Okay, so... I'm going to pop in a couple little turnip seeds right in this little area, right here, and right here. In hopes that we get a bunch of turnips right in this little area, and right in this little area. Alright, that's that. One more seed right there. Let me pull out this weed. Ooh. Oh my goodness, it's a deep one. Alright, there we go. Alright, hopefully I didn't dislodge any of those beets, but that's okay. As long as they're in the soil, that's all that matters. I mean, not beets, the turnips. I just had to get these weeds. They're going to drive me nuts. And I'm going to think about it later, like, why didn't I just pull that weed out? Okay. There. Okay. Enough of that. Another weed. Oh my goodness. Guys, I could stay here all day and pull weeds. Sometimes I do and I lose track of time. Okay, so there you go. That's that. Done. Turnips, done. Now, let's go out to the other bed where we have the netting. Let's plant some broccoli, some spinach, and some more peas along the trellis. So we get a bunch of beautiful sweet peas. Not sweet peas, shelling peas or avalanche peas. I think that's what we're going to be planting. So I'll double check and show you what we're going to be planting in the next garden bed. All right, so here's the other garden bed with the netting, and I have 2 different varieties of peas. So let's see, is that all the varieties? No, I have 3 different varieties of peas. So I have 2 different ones by Johnny Selected Seeds. One's called the Sugar Ann Snap Peas, which I forgot which one we planted over here. I think we planted a Johnny Selected variety. So the Sugar Ann Snap Pea, which I think that's the one that we planted. And we have the Avalanche Peas. So one of them takes 51 days, and the other one takes 60 days. And then I also have this one by, I think this is by Burpees. Let me see. This one is by Burpees, and this is called Super Snappy Peas. Now, I do like Super Snappy Peas. I've had some good results with the Super Snappy Peas, so I really like them. Oh, we have a nasturtium planted popping up right over here. All right, so right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Avalanche Peas, and I'm going to incorporate these Super Snappy Peas, because why not? Why not? Let's just see. So we have some Sugar Ann Peas in here, and now we're going to have some Snow Peas, some Avalanche Peas by Johnny Selected Seeds, and some of these Super Snappy Peas by Burpees. So that is what we're going to do. And then we're also going to pop in some more spinach, so we get a ton of spinach. So we'll do, how about this? We'll do the Avalanche Peas on that side, and then we're intermix these Super Snappy Peas on this side. And we're just going to do a whole bunch. All right, so now we're going to do some broccoli. Now, I have this type of broccoli right here. I'm not sure for a fall crop or late fall. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and start these, because I know we could start some broccoli in the cold weather. So this is the broccoli that we're going to start. Oh, my fingernails are so dirty. Okay, but that's what happens when we're pulling weeds and planting seeds. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you which row. So I'm going to lift up this netting, and it's going to be in this row right here. This is the row. So this row we have some broccoli growing, and this is the broccoli. It's by Burpees, and this one is by Fairy Morse. Okay, so what I'm going to do is in both of these rows, whichever one, wherever there's a little space where there's no broccolis growing, I'm going to go ahead and pop in some seeds. So that way, in hopes that we get a good amount of broccoli. But let me go ahead and lift up this netting first, so that way we can work in this garden bed. So there we go. We don't need it too high. We just need to get into the dirt. So right over here, in this one little area, in that one row, we're just going to make a little indentation just like this all down the row. And these broccoli seeds are pretty small, so I'm just going to go ahead and make a little indentation right over here too. And usually in the cooler weather, the vegetables do grow a little bit slower, but they do grow just a little bit on the slow side. Everything wants to grow. Look at this tomato. I have a tomato seed right here. It wants to grow, but it's not going to make it. It's not going to get to the full potential, which is a bummer. Alright, so there we go. Just make your little rows, just like that. Nothing fancy. And then we also have, this one has some carrots, and this one has some carrots, and I noticed that it's a little sparse here and there. I'm going to add in some more carrot seeds. And then I just have to make sure that I always place netting over all of my garden beds. Okay. Now I know that there are roly-polies that do eat seeds. There's things in the soil and things at night that we don't know that come out in the soil and could possibly eat the seeds, but I don't know. I don't feel that it could have been that. I feel that it's definitely birds, because I've seen them with my own eyes. And every time I put the netting up, I have a germination of seeds. No netting, no seeds. Pretty simple. I should know better. I should put the netting up every single time, but you know, sometimes I don't have it on hand, or sometimes I just get sidetracked, or sometimes I think I'm going to do it and I forget to do it, and then I see things popping up and I'm like, oh, maybe I don't need to. But then when I see that a lot of areas are not popping up, then, you know, that's disappointing. Oops. Alright, so there we go. Just ruffle the dirt right over the top. Just like that. So easy. Okay, now for the carrots. Now we're going to do the carrots. And then that is the last of the seeds. Then we're going to get ready to, once our septic guy is gone, which is not the septic guy, it's a different type of company. Like I said, they're flushing the lines out with water. It's like a hydrojet or something like that. I think that's what they call it. Alright, so we have all the peas in place. Now for the carrots. And I'm going to do the same carrots that I did in the other garden bed. But I'm going to go with the short and sweet. If we have a ton of short and sweets, I'm going to just go ahead and do all short and sweet. Because I think that would just be short and sweet. Alright, so here we go. Short and sweet. I believe we have a lot of them. Yes. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing that we did in the other bed. We're going to make a little canal. We're going to sprinkle the carrot seeds in there. And then we're going to be done with this project. And I'm going to start the drip seeds. So we're all done. I have the drip going in both the garden beds. Now we're going to go off and we're going to go to the little garden and we're going to start some flower seeds. Some lavender, what else? Some poppies, some nasturtiums. And then I think that's pretty much it that I have in my pocket. Poppies. Oh, bachelor buttons. What else? And hollyhocks. I'm not sure if we can plant hollyhocks, but I'm going to try it. Alright, let's go to the little garden and do that. I came out here this morning and I was like, what is wrong with that little garden? Why does it look so different? Oh, because there's nothing in it. You know, when you're so used to things being a certain way, then you come in and it's all gone. It's so weird. All gone. No more flowers. But that's okay, because we're going to plant some more flowers. Oh, it's so nice and windy. I'm having like a bit of a hot flash right now. Okay, so this is what my thought process is I'm going to probably start some of the bachelor buttons, just maybe over here on this side. Why not? Because I feel like it gets a lot of sun. So we don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm not too sure. But we're going to do some of these little bachelor buttons here. I did them one year and they actually turned out pretty good. I did it early in the spring. Matter of fact, I think I did these particular ones. So this is what they look like. See that? Alright. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if I'm going to do them over this side. Maybe I'll do them over here in that little triangular area. That might be kind of cute, huh? Right in this little area. Let's see, where's a good place to put you? Maybe right here. So maybe I'll just sprinkle some seeds right in this little area. Right over here. We'll put some little bachelor buttons right in here. So I'm just going to rough up the soil a little bit. And then we're just going to do this. We're just going to hopefully get a whole load of beautiful flowers right in this area. So now this garden, I do not have any drip, so I do have to hand water it. And I know that doesn't look like much, but hopefully we'll get some cute little flowers right there in that area. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant some lavender, probably maybe on this side. Right here, I'll plant a little bit of lavender, which I think would be so, so pretty. So we can still plant lavender in our zone. It says here we could plant it from September through November. So this is by Burpees. And I believe lavender is a perennial. Ooh, they're so small. Okay. So maybe we do a little border of lavender. Wouldn't that be so cute? Ooh, these are so shiny. So that's what they look like. Super tiny. And it's so crazy that there's going to be big bushes of lavender. Alright, so let's just go ahead and pop them right. Do you see where I'm doing this at? We're going to do it right over here. We're just going to, the dirt is so hard. Let me find something to scrape up the dirt. Okay, so we're gonna, looks like the guys are done. I'm gonna rough up the dirt a little bit right in this little area. You know, you guys, I don't know if I'm gonna do it right here. I think I'm just gonna do it in the garden beds. Yeah, because I noticed that this kind of slopes down a little bit, and I'm thinking I'm gonna try to level out this little area of the garden bed. So you know what, let's just go ahead and start some lavender right here in the corners. That'll be easier right here in the garden bed. So we'll do a little sprinkle right here. And you know, this would be so cute. I mean, just with the ranunculus growing and just having a bunch of lavender. You know what, I'm just gonna sporadically place the lavender. Why not? Why not? I want this to be like a beautiful little garden, just random flowers growing, where we can walk in through here and it's just going to be so just beautiful, magnificent. There. So we got some lavender growing here. Let's put a couple little, let's see, let's do some more lavender. I think I'm going to do a whole row of lavender just all right in there. Let's do that. I think that will look so pretty. So right on this back side. So this is going to be, I'm going to dedicate this little garden into my like cut flower garden. Wouldn't that just be amazing? And then for that wedding that's going to be coming up in June. Oh, so amazing. So I'm just going to do little random areas of holes here and there. Have a good day. All right. So we're going to use up all the lavender. Why not? I love lavender, and if we can grow it, oh, that would be so, wouldn't that just be so amazing just to come out here in springtime and just have a bunch of little lavender and the scent of lavender. So amazing. All right. There you go. We're just going to do it like that. See what happens. I'll sprinkle some in there too. See what happens. Oops, splinter. Shoot. All right. There you have it. Done with the lavender. Now let's see what we have going on here. Okay. Okay, so now we have some hollyhocks. So let's go ahead and plant some hollyhocks. And I think I'm going to go ahead now. Hollyhocks are supposed to be pretty big. I know they get pretty tall. So I think right here in this little area, we're going to do some hollyhocks. Get you leveled up a little bit. Sorry, let me fix you up a little bit. There we go. Oh, now our porta potty guy's here. All right, so now we're going to do these hollyhocks, and I think that's pretty much it. I was going to plant some nasturtium, but I think I'm going to save that for the big garden. Wow, these hollyhocks are pretty big. I've never seen hollyhock seeds before. There you go. It's pretty good size. All right, so what we're going to do, so where's my little tool? All right, well, this dirt is pretty soft, so I'm just going to make little indentations like that. And we're just going to drop the seeds right in there. And I think I'm going to put some in this corner here too. Why not? And maybe we'll do some hollyhocks in this corner also. Because wouldn't that be so cool just to have these beautiful plants against this red barn? All right, I hope they grow, guys. I hope that we come out here like in the summertime and see all these beautiful hollyhocks and things growing and lavender. All right, I still feel like I had a splinter, but I think I got it out. Okay, so that is that as far as our planting on the flowers. Now we are going to get ready to go and pick up the lambs. And so I'm going to take you guys along the trip, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we just got done picking up the lambs, and I like this little butcher that we went to. It's really clean. The cuts of meat look really good. The packaging looks really good.
Storefront.
Yeah, the service was excellent.
The shopping area, they have a nice refrigerator with a bunch of different meats in it.
Yeah.
Chicken, pork.
That the public can come in and buy.
And then a mixed category. They didn't have any lamb for sale.
No. So we just did an estimate of approximately how much it cost us to raise these lambs, these 3 Kardashians. So first, the cost of the lambs. So the cost of lambs, we paid approximately about $170 per lamb. So that's about $510 total for the 3 lambs. And then for the feed, we're estimating about $300 for the feed because we do have a horse as well. And so towards the end, I was feeding them the same feed that we feed our horse. And we buy her food by bulk. Then the processor came out. The processor is the one that comes out, and he's the one that actually that does the killing of the meat, so of the lambs. So that costs $300, $100 per lamb.
You can just say processing.
Processing. Okay, processing. And so then he'll take the lambs to the butcher, and then the butcher, that's the end where we go pick them up, all packaged up, and there they are, right there in the back.
Yep.
And so I'm so excited.
So the total, did you tell them the total?
Oh, no. So the total, so the butcher is
$6.43 per pound.
Yeah.
When you divide it out, which is we're basically paying a little bit less.
Wait. So let me go through the numbers. So the food was $300, the butcher was $480, the processor was $300, and then the lambs cost us about $510. So the amount of meat that we got from the lambs, approximately in a total, was 247 pounds of meat from these 3 lambs. Divided up by the amount that we spent, which was $15.90 for the lambs, it brings up about, the lamb per pound was $6.43. So rough estimate is about $7 per pound. So that is how much it cost us. That's how much it cost us per pound of meat.
So I mean, it's not like it's cheaper than getting it from the store. It is cheaper, a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
But when you add in your labor, which we did not add in there, and our rent of our space and all that kind of stuff, electricity, whatever else, it's costing us more than that.
Insurance. And you have to add insurance. You have to have them on your insurance when you do get lambs. You want to make sure they're on your homeowner's insurance because you don't want to be liable in case they get out. In case
they run out to the street and your insurance doesn't know about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, Yeah, so
but you get really good meat.
Oh, nice. He's going to open it up for me. Yay. This is the best part. Oh, that's wrapped up in... Is there any meat? Like...
There's some...
Oh, that...
stew meat.
Oh, that looks good.
Everything else is paper.
Oh, that looks
really
nice. Good. But the coloring looks really good. Yeah. The packaging looks nice. Okay, so I'm just going to lay it all out on the counter, and I'm going to show you what we got from these boxes at the very end. I'm so excited. All right, so I'm so excited to try some of this lamb. So take care, be safe, and I will see you in the next video, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.